Woman just
took the
farted
hit
at
for
work.
him.
She was mercilessly fired by a rich and domineering man. Desperate, she comes to the office to cause trouble. She throws a tomato at the CEO, but Annie blocks it. Seeing Annie in a mess, Jack didn't thank her. Instead, he looked disgusted. The security guards immediately dragged the woman away. Annie was sympathetic to the woman's plight. Jack is worried about the company's image. Annie gave Jack a stern look. Angry, she left the scene. Linda took her to the dressing room to wash up, but when she saw Annie with her makeup off, she looked puzzled. Annie's face looked a bit different from before. Annie explained that her face had been slightly renovated. That's how she got away with it. At that moment, an employee brought in some clothes. Annie saw that it was her best friend Lisa. She turned her head away, but Lisa recognized her immediately. She asked her excitedly if she was here to work. Annie doesn't respond. Linda scolded Lisa if she didn't want to work. She didn't even know the rich man's fiancé. Lisa thought about how her best friend could be the rich man's fiancé. She apologizes to Annie. After changing her clothes, Annie and Jack are interviewed together. Hearing Jack make up a story about their love affair, Annie felt sick to her stomach, but she had to play along. After the interview, the director found out that she was a piano major. He offered to let her play a song for the video. Annie was stumped. She's a country girl who doesn't know how to play the piano. But Lisa, who was on stage, saw through Annie's unease. She was convinced that she was her best friend. In full view of the audience, Annie had to walk to the piano. She ordered a glass of water to stall for time. Lisa immediately went to bring the water with enthusiasm. She even gave Annie a wink. At this point, Annie's feet were shaking with nervousness. Lisa returns and deliberately pours the water on the piano and escaped with her life. She then went to the warehouse to find Lisa. The two of them hugged each other after a long time. Lisa wondered what was going on. Dor told her about the impersonation of the young lady. Lisa wonders if they are twin sisters. Annie hurriedly interrupts her wild ideas. She asks her to keep her identity a secret. Annie sees the woman who was causing a scene holding a sign in protest. She found out that the woman had worked hard for 3 years here. The fatherless man had 2 younger siblings to look after. She was tired of life. She smokes to relieve her stress. Annie sympathized with him. She herself was living with her grandmother, so she took out the cash she had and gave it to the woman. But Jack saw this scene. He went back to the office and told Annie to mind her own business. His company is not a charity, but Annie calls him a hypocrite and an emotionless money-making machine. After the scolding, she turns around and leaves. She leaves the house and realizes that she has failed to control her temper. Returning home to find her brother's hand injured, she looked at the wound with a distressed face. Then she cooked dinner for him. The brother also experienced a level of care that he did not feel from his real sister and asks for news of Anna. He said he was sending more men to look for her. The next morning, Annie asked her brother for a day off. While wandering the streets, suddenly she was drawn to a cake eating contest on the side of the road. She was so excited by the great prizes that she jumped at the chance. She started the contest by taking the cake in her hands and shoving it into her mouth. However, she didn't notice her future mother-in-law, who was passing